All right, 5 o'clock. Let's reset the table here. We've had a busy day. So you guys are welcome to, we got a little buffet. We start with the national title game. We all saw it. I mean, 62-7. I mean, is that real? 65-7? The bottom line is, it exemplifies the issue we have in college football. Now, look, if you're a Spartan, we're not on the same planet as these teams. If you're a Wolverine, it's a little bit different because you feel like you are, and then I think if your brain works, you recognize you're not. Like, you've taken it as far as you can go, right? Win Big Ten, beat OSU, and then partake in a human sacrifice known as the college football playoff if you're not Georgia or Bama. You may agree, you may disagree. We've talked about it. I think it hurts college football in general. Now, no, Rico and I are not saying we don't like college football. Rico has a more optimistic view that it'll even out a bit and the expansion will help. I just look at it like we've destroyed the other. It's almost like we've turned it into professional sports where it's either win the title or you suck.
Let me ask you this.
Sure.
Because I think there's a flip side to this. If TCU wins that game last night, bear with me.
That's a big bridge to cross.
But let's just say that TCU went out there and they won the game 38-28.
Okay.
Are you happy, or are we talking about how it's a down year in college football because TCU won?
No,
because
it would have given hope to the hopeless.
See, because it's like the same with the tournament. Like, everybody wants the upset and the Cinderella story, but when it comes to the Final Four, you want to see four blue blood teams.
Yeah,
there.
no. I think it's a bit of both, but I don't mind Cinderella if they turn the trick once in a while. But no, college basketball is just ass.
No, but
it's awful.
But if TCU pulled out and won that victory,
it'd be the biggest Cinderella in history.
But I think people, it's a down year in college football.
Yeah, well, and Michigan still couldn't get it done. So my point is, we have that whole discussion. Then you got the Michigan side of it. Then we talked about the Lions.
The funny thing about the Michigan side, it was a joke saying that they would use a transitive property of why they could have been the national champions. And 18 minutes into the show, we had a caller.
Right. But I would love to know from Michigan fans on this level is you feel like you're a part of this group. You have the alpha program in the Big Ten, and yet you're reading reports today. Jim Harbaugh conducted his interview with Denver last night, and you're like, the hell are we doing? Kirby Smart, I don't care if it's legal or not, is talking to recruits going, hey, I got the confetti raining down
on me. We're in the locker room. You want to see the natty? There you go.
Harbaugh's at a local Panera using Wi-Fi to talk to the Broncos. So I just would like to know where you're at because, guys, your recruiting is not going the right direction. That's not Sparty. That's factual.
Yep.
So
your recruiting class looks like something that you would see in Minnesota.
Wisconsin,
yeah.
You're not going to beat Georgia. You're not going to beat these teams. So even if you get back here, you're going to get murdered again. So you've got the college angle. You got the Michigan angle. The Harbaugh news today, Tom Pelissero reporting it. I'm going to stick right where I'm at. I'll believe it when I see it. I still try to parse it out that Harbaugh's got an agent now. And they're pursuing it hard to try to get him a gig because he's got a lot of rehabilitation to do image-wise. What he did in San Francisco, yeah, he won a lot of games. He also emasculated his general manager in front of the whole locker room. And the NFL's a tight-knit community. You don't get away with stuff like that. I mean, I've basically been told half the teams in the league wouldn't even entertain the idea of talking to this man based on his behavior and what is known. Okay? A lot of people are not up for the Harbaugh experience.
No.
So the bottom line is he wants it. His team of people is filtering stuff to PR. You'll never convince me otherwise. Do I really believe Denver wants him? I'll believe it when I see him at that podium.
I don't know what his end game is. I don't know if you sat down and said, Jim, come the fall, what do you want to happen?
I think he wants to be in the NFL.
Because I don't know if he wants to be in the NFL. I don't know if he wants to stick it to Michigan for giving him that pay cut.
I think it's both. I think it's both. He strikes you as he's a very petty guy. So he didn't like the pay cut. Well, I'd just say don't lose 5 games in a row at OSU. You don't get a pay cut. But the point is, Rico, you can want things in life, but it doesn't mean you get them. Maybe if Jim cared a little bit more about how he behaved himself, there wouldn't be a problem. He'd be able to get right back to the league. There's a reason a lot of people don't want him. A, he's 60. B, he's especially weird. So, the NFL's going through a renaissance. Here's 3. It's an offensive renaissance, and guys almost half his age are that typecast to be a coach. 35, 36, 37, offensive-minded, Ivy League educated.
Right.
Sorry, he's the opposite of all of this. And you have to factor in, he doesn't want to take orders from anybody. He operates in Ann Arbor, does whatever he wants to do, which is, by the way, why he should stay. You go to the league, here's what's going to happen. You're a millionaire, you work for a billionaire.
Yep.
And that ain't going to change.
You're not the top dog.
But my
right
point
now,
would
he's
be,
top dog in that entire state.
Yeah, no, Michigan is sitting in the corner of the room playing the role of Jerry Falwell, and Harbaugh's the pool boy.
Still uncomfortable with that.
Read this. Michigan's just watching as Harbaugh's going to town.
I've seen the documentary.
So my point is, if you're a fan, I'd be upset at the school more than Jim. You get out of life what you tolerate. Michigan is tolerating the nonsense. If you're angling for a contract, here's how this is going to go. There is none. Because you have nowhere to go. And if you're going to go to the league, you were going to go no matter what we paid you.
Right.
It's a lot like when you wanted to hold on to young Saban, whether you were Michigan State and he was doing this with Peter McPherson, or whether he was at LSU. If you want the league, you want the league. You want the Super Bowl, the pursuit.
Right.
Nothing I pay you will keep him.
Nope.
So if I'm Michigan, I'm not doing it anymore.
I can temporarily keep you around, but in the end, the heart wants what the heart wants. And
That's
I think
it.
his heart wants the NFL.
Yeah, the problem is he can't have it.
He wants another shot at the Super Bowl, and he reminds me a lot of Matt Campbell, the Iowa State coach. You had a window to do this, and that window closed. And now you're kind of stuck
Harbaugh
where you
needed
are.
to do, well, no, we won't even go there. Forget it. Here's the point.
What do you need to do?
No, I want to know from Michigan fans.
I want to know what he needed to do.
If he would have handled the San Francisco thing better.
Yeah.
And even showed a modicum of self-restraint, I think there would never have been an issue. But again, when you talk to people in the league, Rico, it's such a tight-knit community.
They basically dropped off luggage and suitcases to his house and said, take the Michigan job, save yourself the embarrassment, because you're not coming back here.
And look, for those people who go, well, the Colts will take him, you're wrong. All right, I need to, A, see that he's interviewed, but B, Jim Irsay is as hands-on as it gets. He's essentially George Steinbrenner. We're getting this quarterback. Can you imagine being Chris Ballard? Jim Irsay demanded the trade of Carson Wentz. Demanded. And then he demanded they go get Matt Ryan. Then he demanded they sit Matt Ryan and play Sam Ehlinger. You think Jim Harbaugh's taking those orders?
Yeah, that's great. No, you bring up a good point, because I thought Indianapolis was going to be the slam dunk job.
If Irsay stays out of it. But
He's
see,
not.
that's the thing. Wasn't Harbaugh busy last year telling everybody goodbye? It's been great working with you.
Yeah.
He thought he had the Vikings job.
So did
One
Gaddis.
problem. He showed up to Minnesota and essentially showed his ass in the interview, and then cue it, #sad burger.
Right. Minnesota, wait, I don't see you on the docket today, Jim. How about you get a hotel room? We'll recommend a good burger for you, and we'll get back to you. We'll pass along to the fellas.
I thought the interview was all day. Oh, no, sorry. We've got something to do.
Kenny, pass along to the fellas.
I like turtles. All right, Jim, that's enough.
Can
Get
I
out.
give you my breakdown on chicken and the nervousness?
Do you believe the Denver thing's real?
For Harbaugh? Or for yeah, I think Denver knows you're not getting Peyton. And
If I'm Sean Payton, I just wait for a better gig.
right.
I don't want Russell Wilson.
Denver needs, I hate to say this, they need another sideshow to help out with the Russell Wilson sideshow. Another distraction. Harbaugh will give you that distraction.
I'm at a believe it when I see it standpoint with Harbaugh. No matter the reports, and you can say, well, Mike, you're being, dismissive. We've been down this road before. We've heard all the things. Last year, saying goodbye to everybody. I'll believe it when he is at the podium, awkwardly talking. That's all I can offer you, because I still think what's best for him. You stay at A&R, you stay there. He's got it rolling. They'll win the Big Ten. They play.
And then I got to wonder, is he tired of the lifestyle? You're looking at the recruiting class, maybe that desire to recruit. Think of when he first got here, he was go-karts and climbing trees and jumping in the pools, doing whatever, sleepovers, trying to get any recruit that he could get.
Right, but he's almost a decade in.
Right.
You get tired.
And I think he's burnt out. Now you're looking at a guy like, do you want to come here? No. Okay. Next. You want to come here? Okay, cool. Maybe it's that lifestyle.
Maybe.
You go to the NFL, you deal with free agents, but that's it.
But the point is you're up against it because if the NFL doesn't want you, you can't be actively miserable at your school. You know what I'm saying? It's this rock and hard place. And Michigan,
but
that's why Michigan's they're playing the role of Falwell. They're just sitting there watching Harbaugh go to town.
You want to know why? Because he's bringing in Big Ten championships. He's beating the Buckeyes.
Mm-hmm.
He's getting to the playoffs. He's bringing the school extra money.
Okay, but you do realize
it's a trade-off.
It's going to be fleeting.
No, it's a trade-off. It's a trade-off. Michigan's playing the part of basketball wives right now. It's a trade-off.
What the hell is that?
It basically means, as you, to use your Farwell, your husband's probably out there fooling around on you, but you got a great lifestyle, and it's a trade-off.
Okay. All right.